Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Lego Batman 2 DC Superheroes. Now, last week was actually a disaster. Uh, yeah, so what happened was, I'm sure you've seen it in comments from the last video in episode 8? Yeah, it's episode 8. Like, I made a comment on what was happening during the week. And yeah, what actually happened was look at those superheroes coming together, and Superman is tuckered out. So yeah, wow, this riveting gameplay happens. Yeah, so like I was about to say, so yesterday didn't really turn out to be the greatest. The greatest? The greatest. It was because of an error code that actually happened. There was like a blue screen error that I had on the computer. So yeah, the blue screen error had like happened on my desktop, and that is um the reason why I wasn't uploading too much was because yeah, I had a blue screen error. Apparently it said it was a critical service failed, which means that I had like a bad OS. And this desktop came from, I bought it from Best Buy. I got to exchange my freaking desktop, which means that I get not a refund, but I get like a new and improved thingy. Or like I exchanged a desktop for a different desktop, but instead I decided to give it another chance with the one that I had. I mean, I tried doing everything to like fix it, like going online and such, but it didn't work out so great. But yeah, at at the at the very least, I decided to exchange it. So yeah, it was kind of like very unfair how something like having a blue screen error and also having a bad OS like happen to me was like very unfair. And actually, I don't know what else could have happened while I had the thing, because the way that I remember like it possibly happening to me, or like how it actually happened, was because of a Windows update that had occurred. Because, like, for some reason, we had an update, like, for, like, this month, like, the beginning of October. And I've had, like, and apparently it didn't want to update. And it, it was just the worst. I mean, I wouldn't say that actually like caused it to like basically give me a hard time, but it it really was not that it was not that great, to be honest. And if I do sound tired, it's cuz I am like uh good. I mean, I've been putting out too many of this for too long. And I guess I can just tell you how it happened. I mean, I did a terrible job just before, and yeah, I'll just go through like the events that happened. So on October 6th, I picked up the my new desktop, or not new, but just like I bought the thing that I wanted, and apparently 14 days later, I saw that there was an update for the new Windows 10, and apparently we, well, not we, but me, I like it didn't want to update for some reason. I don't remember why it didn't want to update. It just said that it couldn't, and I was like so confused as to why it didn't want to. And apparently that had to do with something with the OS that I've had. So after the update had failed to basically do its job, I mean, great thing, great, great job, Windows. And yeah, so after the update had failed, like I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna leave it and let it update on its own. And apparently there was a setting for that, so I let it update itself. And in doing so, the next day, well, not the next day, but yeah, it was the next day. The next day, I saw the blue screen. Er, but before that, I had finished recording like episodes 9 to 14, like the future videos, like the ones that were supposed to be uploaded last week. So yeah, that was so stupid how like that had to happen. But anyways, I left to make myself dinner at that point. And then when I got back, I actually yeah, so when I got back, I yeah, so after I like got myself some dinner, I came back to the room. I left the desktop on. I mean, I've done it before, and it really didn't have any consequences like before then. Like I had my recording setup still running. Again, I basically did this like all of the freaking time. Like every time that like I have to leave to eat dinner. So yeah, when I left it running, I came back an hour later. I saw a blue screen like from the door to this like to the actual TV screen. I didn't know what it said, but it just the TV screen went blank. It basically turned like gray or black, like not static, but like without any signal. It like, or at least the TV said that there was no signal, like to, or like any, yeah, there was like, the TV thought that like there was no signal to be like read, like from the HDMI cables from the desktop. And me not knowing what happened, I turned the desktop off, then I turned it back on, and then it went to basically went through three like screens. There was a boot screen, which is just white text on the screen at the left top left corner where the system is, and also it's supposed to have like the boot codes like to basically like reboot the operating system. And I did see that Brainiac is apparently gonna evade in like somewhere in the future. But yeah, and apparently it didn't have it. It wasn't showing up. It was like completely blank. It didn't register any of the boot like a system. And then it went to the second screen, which is basically like the company's logo, like, and also where you can just like hit the control keys, like to like direct you to the BIOS setup. To it just said that it was going through automatic preparing automatic repair. I had no idea what that meant, so did a little bit of digging of what that meant, and apparently it's supposed to like reboot the OS or something like that. And then it went to the third screen, which was the blue screen error that had a time stop code saying critical service failed. I was very confused at the time because, like, I did nothing wrong. Nothing. I didn't try to, like, mess with the thing. I didn't even, like, try to do anything with it. The the only thing that I think that I might have messed it up is by turning it off in the first place. At least that's what I think, because I think that it was going through the process of updating to Windows 10, and then somehow it failed, or at least it failed to do so, and then I turned it off. So yeah, the next morning, or at least I tried different like methods of doing it. I tried going to the safe modes. I tried to I try to do other things. Like I don't really remember like exactly what I've tried to do. I tried to yeah, there was only two things that I tried that actually that seemed like legit, and it was to go to the safe mode and then to go to not go to but like basically to get a like a Windows setup. So yeah, I decided to go to the store, and we went to the Geek Squad people, and they had explained like basically what was going on. We explained like what was happening. Like we've been through different calls on Best Buy, and that was the worst. Like, don't go through calls or service calls with Best Buy. They're just gonna leave you hanging. Just go to the store up front. So yeah, back to what I was saying. Uh, it was about what was it about again? It was about keep on forgetting. We went to the Geek Squad. We explained the situation. All they had to say was like apparently it was an OS problem, like what had happened to my desktop thing, and then they question like where did we buy the desktop, and we actually said we bought it from here, the store, like online. It was already pre-built. We didn't build it. I didn't modify the thing. It was all pre-built. And then there and then to the dude's shock, he was like, "What, really? Like this had happened to you? Like you've had an OS problem?" And then he started saying like hey, if you want to like recover your data, we would have to know what we're dealing with. Like, is it in bits and pieces or is it all in one, like a stock or data? I said it's in bits and pieces because like I didn't understand what he meant by like all in one big data. I didn't understand him saying that. Like I think he would have been generous enough to do it for free if everything that I had made was in all in one like data file, something like that. But I said it's in bits and pieces. Like there's different like things on there that I transferred from my laptop to the desktop. And he said it's gonna cost you, and it's gonna take up a week to like recover all of that data, like transferring, like recovering everything that you had made. So yeah, that happened. He explained it pretty well, and then I just decided, you know what, waiting around a week for data and also not having the opportunity of basically getting a better like desktop, it's pretty stupid of me, and also really stupid of me deleting everything from the desktop, like the setups and the original data that I had on it. Like I had to go through it all over again, the process of how I basically set myself up, like with my editings. So yeah, I would. What could I tell you about the risks or being extra cautious or being extra paranoid of it, of like securing your data? I would say hard drives are the way to go, but hard drives apparent or like external hard drives are just like also a risk. Like there is a risk for you to losing everything again, and apparently that is also a whole nother risk of you losing data. But I've learned my lesson, and of course this experience had to happen. Like I'm pretty sure everyone can relate to this, especially like big time YouTubers. And yeah. So no, that was it. Anyways, I, I hope you can. Oh my God, I don't think I'm actually getting to the point. You know what? I'm not actually getting to the point. I think I'm just straying away from it. Um, yeah, just be extra cautious, like for like losing your data. So, so yeah, that's just my message for it. Just be extra cautious, like what you buy, because eventually something like that would happen. Like an update wouldn't like update your system, and then your OS would crash, and everything would just be lost. And then, but yeah, I'm just gonna give Best Buy a second chance. I'm gonna give the desktop that I purchased a second chance. So I'm gonna get the same model. It's gonna be pre-built, and yeah. If this happens again, I am just gonna get something better than the one that I've had. Cause if I swear, if this happens a second time and I have to go back to editing on my laptop, it's just tiring. And I know what you might say. Oh, well, you could have just gotten the Geek Squad data protection. I would have, but that's like an extra. But that's like a surface or like a service, like fee. yeah, they can help. They can help, but I would have to share data with them, and I don't feel too comfortable sharing my personal data to everyone or like to like a company because I don't know like the geek. I don't know Best Buy or the Geek Squad personally. I don't know what they're like, what they're up to, or like who's behind the screen in my data or in my saved data. So yeah. Takeaway from this is save your data in a external hard drive and just be sure to like save your progress on there. And yeah, that's if you learned something from this episode, be sure to like share it, you know, to to people who are thinking of getting desktops or any kind of like whatever like laptops, desktops, whatever it is, like just have an external hard drive because it's really gonna save you the trouble on what you want saved. I'm also really proud of you guys for bringing the views up on that one on episode 8. I'm actually really proud of you. I'm proud of you guys. You guys are sharing the love. You know, I really did not expect that. You guys are really awesome for doing that. Keep up the good work. You guys spread more of the love and also the 40 or yeah, the 40 of you who have seen the video support the channel and also spread more love. Oh yeah, before I forget, we actually have a Facebook page. Yeah, so I'm just gonna leave a link in the description. We've got a fan page. We've got a fan page, yes. But really, it's just like to give you like updates on how many videos are coming out per week. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna give one right now, give out like an update right now, how it's gonna be going for now for this week. So yeah, um, I hope you enjoyed. Follow me on like the new Facebook page and get updates from there as well. Subscribe for more. Support the channel. Support me throughout this endeavor. I really think I really need some sympathy here. um, Spread the love. That's all I'm asking at this point. This has to be the most awkward outro I have ever done. And anyways, I've kept you here for too long. See you guys in the next episode. Bye bye.